Hey everyone, Chad Hasty here for another edition of LFN TV at KFYO.com. Want to remind you to tune in. You can tune in to Lubbock's First News weekday morning 6 to 9 on 790 KFYO. We talked about a lot of stuff today. We had Congressman Randy Neugebauer on the program. Talked about health care. We talked about stimulus package. We also discussed some other issues affecting the country as well. Looks like the Obama administration kind of taking a back step towards nationalized health care, looking more towards co-ops. Congressman Neugebauer seemed a little intrigued about that, said that he wanted to look at the proposal, see what all would be involved before he made a decision one way or another, whether he liked that idea or not. So we'll see what happens and how much government involvement is there. Now, what the article does talk about, at least some ideas being floated around, is that the government would actually start this deal, would actually help fund some of these co-ops by giving about $4 billion for your money to these co-ops to get started as a fund for insurance. We'll see what happens. You know, that's still government involvement, and I don't know, how pumped up people will be, especially conservatives and some blue dog Democrats will be about that. It's definitely a compromise. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the administration actually follows through with that. Something else we talked about today, we had Brant O'Hare on the program. You may remember Brant. He was the co-chair of the Truth About Alcohol Sales campaign that lost the election as far as the alcohol election here in the city of Lubbock. He reiterated his thoughts that the citizens of Lubbock have spoken, and it's time for people to move on and for alcohol sales to come. Now, he has an issue with some of the smaller cities, but as far as the city of Lubbock goes, he says the people have spoken. It's time to move on. Much different than what Don Workman has to say. He says, Brant O'Hare says that he has not had any conversations with Don Workman, but it looks like he does oppose what Don Workman is doing right now because Don Workman isn't moving on. He moved to the city of Lubbock so he can file these protests. Or, okay, maybe that's a little too much there. He moved to Lubbock and then he filed the protest. He did live in Robesville, which is outside Lubbock County. But anyway, so he moved here, filed the protest. Brant O'Hare says, you know what? It's time for people to move on. The city has spoken. The people have spoken. Let's see if Don Workman listens. Let's see if some of the people who support Don Workman, after hearing what Brant O'Hare has to say, start rethinking their views maybe a little bit. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking about text messaging and city council members. We may have more County Judge Tom Head reaction as well. So tune in. Remember, you can send me an email all day long. Chad@KFYO.com. That's Chad@KFYO.com. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in.